The recent earthquake in Thailand and Myanmar has claimed countless lives, leaving behind immense sorrow. Let's join hands in prayer for the victims, sending them love and hope in these dark times. Amid such loss, we need stories brimming with love, joy, and humor to cherish the lives we have and ease the pain of this disaster. Soul in Love. Stories brings you Emily and Lucas's journey, from a spilled coffee to an unexpected heartwarming romance in rainy Seattle. Let's spread some light. Like to share encouragement, comment yes, and subscribe to send love to those affected. We're building a haven of happiness, aiming for 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 hearts united. Join us now, and together, let's soothe the world with beautiful tales. Emily Brooks darted between tables at Rainy Days Brew, a cozy coffee shop in downtown Seattle, her tray of coffee wobbling precariously. At 26, she was a blend of grit and goofiness, buried in debt after a car accident took her parents, yet forcing a smile as she served regulars. Her only dream was to become a writer, breaking free from the relentless cycle of bills and extra shifts. One day, she muttered, wiping sweat from her brow, her green eyes sparkling in the damp Seattle air. That morning, the shop buzzed with chaos, the aroma of roasted coffee mingling with the sound of rain tapping the windows. Emily, hands full, didn't notice a man in a gray suit stride in. Lucas Montgomery, 36, CEO of Montgomery Tech, Seattle's top tech empire. Tall, handsome, with eyes cold as ice, Lucas glanced at his watch. 20 minutes until a shareholder meeting. "Black coffee to go," he barked. Emily spun around, tray tilting, and in a split second, a steaming cup splashed across his pristine white shirt. "Oh my God," she yelped, frantically dabbing his chest with a rag, her face turning tomato red. "I'm so sorry, it was an accident. Are you okay?" Lucas, stunned, stared at the brown stains spreading over his shirt, growling, "Okay?" I looked like I swam in coffee. But then he caught Emily's panicked eyes, her stammered apologies, and her clumsy hands dropping more napkins to the floor. "Good grief, are you a walking disaster?" he snapped, half irritated, half amused. Emily scooped up the napkins, quipping, "A low-wage disaster. I'll get you another, on me." Lucas's lip twitched, the day's stress easing for the first time. "No need, I'm late." "Hold that tray steady next time." He turned to leave, shirt soaked, but inexplicably glanced back at the awkward girl. Emily exhaled, muttering, "Worst day officially underway." She had no clue who the gray-suited guy was, just another smug Seattle businessman, she figured. But Lucas, sliding into his Bentley en route to Montgomery Tech, couldn't shake her from his mind. "She's odd," he murmured. As CEO, he thrived in a world of contracts and pressure, hardened since childhood by his parents' divorce. His mother, Patricia, always pushed him toward a perfect family mold. Earlier, they'd argued over the phone, "Marry someone, Lucas, or lose the CEO seat." He brushed it off, yet Emily, her shaky tray and sheepish grin, lingered in his thoughts. That funny, tense meeting was an unexpected spark. Emily resumed her shift, oblivious that Lucas, amid corporate and family strain, would soon return for the mobile disaster who'd unwittingly made him smile, a rare feat in his guarded life. Lucas Montgomery sat in his glass-walled office overlooking Seattle's skyline, a fresh shirt doing little to erase the morning's coffee fiasco. The shareholder meeting had just wrapped, but his head buzzed from a call with his mother, Patricia Montgomery, a formidable woman with silver hair and a razor-sharp voice. "Lucas, you're 30, no wife, no kids. Don't dream of keeping that CEO seat," she declared over speakerphone. "Montgomery Tech needs a stable family image. Marry someone in 6 months or I'll cut your inheritance." Lucas clenched his fist, growling, "Don't force me. Love's not a game." Patricia scoffed. "This is business, not a romance novel. Decide." He slammed the desk, mind reeling. Lucas didn't trust love. His parents' divorce at age 5 taught him marriage was just a contract, but losing the CEO role, unthinkable. He needed an out, a fake wife to silence Patricia. Then it hit him. The clumsy waitress from Rainy Days Brew, Emily Brooks, who didn't care about his status or wealth, just stammered apologies with those frantic green eyes. She might work, he muttered, a wild idea sparking. Late afternoon, Lucas returned to the coffee shop, crisp gray vest pristine, striding to the counter. Emily, wiping tables, looked up, startled. You? Back for another coffee bath? Lucas smirked. No, I've got a proposition. He cut to it. Be my wife, fake, for a year. I'll pay you 100 grand. Emily's eyes widened, and she burst out laughing. Are you nuts? I'm not an actress. Lucas's tone hardened. I need to dodge family pressure. You need cash to clear your debts. I know you're struggling. Emily froze, rag still. How do you know that? Lucas shrugged. I have my ways, deal or not. She shook her head. No way, I'm not for sale. Lucas leaned in, voice tinged with humor. I'm not buying you, I'm hiring you. And I can't drown in coffee again. Save me. Emily stared. His icy blue eyes glinted with a rare playfulness and hesitated. Debt weighed her down. Her writing dreams felt distant. 100 grand was a lifeline. She sighed. If I say yes, it's not real, got it? Lucas nodded. Just a contract. They shook hands, sealing a bizarre pact neither foresaw unfolding. Emily Brooks wheeled her suitcase into Lucas Montgomery's lavish Seattle mansion, her eyes widening at the marble floors and glittering chandelier. This place looks more like a movie than real life, she mumbled. Lucas, in a crisp gray vest, handed her a lengthy rule list. No fast food in the fridge, no loud music, no clutter in the living room. Emily smirked. Do you live here or just display it? Lucas replied coolly. I like order. But his order crumbled on day one. Emily gleefully upended every rule. She left pizza boxes on the glass table, blasted rock music through a Bluetooth speaker, and spilled orange juice on the pristine white sofa. Lucas came home to chaos, roaring, What is this? Emily, mid-bite, grinned. Relax, it's a house, not a museum. Lucas clenched his fist, but couldn't deny her clumsiness was oddly funny. One night she tried cooking in his high-tech kitchen, triggering the smoke alarm with a charred mess. Lucas rushed in, coughing, silencing it. Are you trying to torch me? Emily, face smudged with soot, chuckled sheepishly. Wanted to surprise you. Guess it worked. He shook his head, a rare smile tugging his lips. They soon had to team up to maintain the facade. Patricia Montgomery insisted Lucas bring his wife to a company gala. Emily, in her first evening gown, nearly tripped in heels, muttering, Whoever invented these hates me. Lucas steadied her, voice curt. Don't embarrass me. At the gala, they played the perfect couple. Lucas's arm around her waist, Emily beaming at guests. But mid-event, she forgot the script, blurting to a shareholder, Lucas loves black coffee 'cause his soul's just as dark. The table erupted in laughter. Lucas flushed, whispering, What kind of joke is that? Emily shrugged. Keeps it lively, too stiff, and no one buys it. Real tension hit when Chloe Vance, Lucas's ex-partner, appeared. Tall, with shimmering blonde hair, Chloe shot Emily a disdainful look. This is your wife? A waitress? Lucas snapped. She's my choice. But Chloe didn't relent, murmuring to nearby reporters. By morning, rumors exploded online. CEO Montgomery Tech buys fake wife to secure seat. Lucas pounded his desk. Chloe, that's snake. Emily, scrolling her phone, quipped, Guess I'm a reluctant celebrity now. Back home, Lucas growled, You need to be more careful. This isn't a game. Emily snapped back, I'm trying. Think faking a wife is easy? They argued, but mid-fury, Lucas paused, struck by her. Tangled hair, bright eyes, fearless defiance. He fell silent, a storm brewing inside. Emily was unlike anyone he'd known. She turned away, muttering, If you can't stand me, cancel the deal. Lucas didn't reply, thinking, She's throwing me off. Their shared life mixed humor with strain. The gala was their first act. But Chloe's rumors sowed doubt, not just with the press, but between them. What seemed a simple fake deal spiraled into chaos. And for the first time, Lucas felt his orderly world wobble thanks to Emily, the walking disaster. After the chaotic gala, Emily Brooks and Lucas Montgomery settled into an odd rhythm in their Seattle mansion. The fake marriage contract forced constant FaceTime, and everyday moments began to creep in. One night, Lucas caught Emily in his study, hunched over a beat-up laptop, papers strewn everywhere. "What are you doing?" he asked, tone clipped. Startled, Emily grinned awkwardly. "Writing a story. My dream." Lucas frowned. "What kind?" She shrugged. "About a rich guy haunted by coffee." "Kidding. It's a romance novel." Lucas let out a soft chuckle, the first time she'd seen him thaw. They unexpectedly teamed up when Lucas needed a shareholder speech. Emily, with her sharp humor, tossed in lines. "Lucas says he hates coffee, but I think he just loves bathing in it." Lucas read it, shaking his head. "Trying to make me a laughingstock?" But at the meeting he used it. Shareholders roared, and for once the pressure lifted. Back home, he admitted, "You're good." Emily smirked. "I know, thanks for trusting me." Real feelings stirred when Emily fell ill. On a rainy day, she burned with fever, curled on the sofa croaking, "Don't worry, I won't die." Lucas, usually rigid, skipped a meeting, draped a blanket over her, and clumsily cooked soup, scorching half the kitchen. He brought out a lumpy bowl. "Eat it, no complaints." "Weak," Emily giggled. "You're worse than I thought." But she ate, feeling warmth from his hand brushing her forehead to check her temp. Lucas sat close, showing rare tenderness. "Rest. I don't want you collapsing." Emily blinked, heart racing. "You actually care?" He looked away, muttering, "Don't read into it. Just the deal." But Lucas couldn't fool himself. He started craving her laugh, the way she disrupted his life with no pretense. One night, on the balcony overlooking Seattle's rain, he thought, "She makes me want to believe in something." Emily, in her room, typed her story, unconsciously adding a character like Lucas. Cool exterior, warm core. She mumbled, "He's not bad, just a little dumb." A small test hit when Chloe Vance kept stirring the pot. Headlines blared, "Lucas Montgomery's mystery wife. Love or ploy?" Shareholders grumbled. Patricia called, "Explain this." Lucas snapped, "Chloe's out to ruin me." Emily, reading the news, huffed, "I'm a reluctant star now? What's your plan?" Lucas sighed, "Keep faking it, we'll get through." But his gaze softened when it landed on her, not detached anymore, hinting at fear she might bolt. Feelings bloomed amid laughter and Chloe's minor jabs. The fake deal was no longer just a cover. It stirred Lucas's heart, and Emily, though she wouldn't admit it, began seeing past the arrogant CEO she once pegged him as. Seattle's winter rain drenched everything, but the atmosphere in Lucas Montgomery and Emily Brooks's mansion grew heavier still. Their budding connection hit a breaking point as trouble loomed. Patricia Montgomery, Lucas's mother, summoned him to the family estate, her voice cutting through the phone. "Shareholders are doubting. You must announce an engagement at next week's charity event. Prove this marriage is real." Lucas gripped the phone tight. "Don't push me, this is temporary." Patricia sneered. "Temporary or not, Montgomery Tech's reputation is at stake. Bring her." Lucas returned home, face dark, and briefed Emily. She shrugged, forcing a quip. "Fake engagement. I'll need extra pizza to pull this off." But unease gnawed at her. Things were spiraling out of control. The charity event unfolded at a ritzy downtown hotel, camera flashes relentless. Emily, in a green gown, held Lucas's hand, offering stiff smiles to the press. Patricia stood beside them, proclaiming, "We're thrilled to welcome Emily to the Montgomery family." Lucas whispered, "Keep smiling. We'll get through." But his grin was rigid, his eyes dodging hers. Chloe Vance, Lucas's ex-partner, stormed in like a hurricane. Dressed in blazing red, she sidled up to Emily amid the crowd, her tone syrupy yet venomous. "You know, all of Seattle's laughing at this fake wife stunt. Lucas is just using you to cling to his CEO chair." Emily frowned. "He's not what you think." Chloe laughed, turning to nearby reporters and shouting, "Ask Lucas, how much did the fake contract cost?" Cameras snapped furiously, murmurs rippling through the room. Emily froze, staring at Lucas. Is she telling the truth? Pale, he pulled her aside. "Listen, it started as a deal, But it's not that now. Emily stepped back, eyes brimming. Not now. What about before? Was I your puppet? She bolted from the hotel, rain slashing her face, heart shattered. Lucas chased after, yelling, Emily, I love you. Things changed. She didn't turn, voice trembling. Love? You don't even know truth. She jumped into a taxi, vanishing into the night, leaving Lucas soaked and clutching air. From afar, Patricia shook her head. You've botched it all. By morning, headlines screamed, Lucas Montgomery's fake wife scandal. Montgomery tech teeters. Shareholders called an emergency meeting, demanding answers. Lucas slammed the table. Chloe's sabotaging me. I won't sell out. But his mind wasn't there. Only Emily filled it. Back at her old apartment, she slumped on a chair, whispering, I'm such a fool, trusting a guy like him. Her phone buzzed with Lucas's messages, but she deleted them, tears streaming. Conflict surged. Patricia's pressure, Chloe's sabotage, and Emily's deep hurt collided. What began as a playful ruse turned into a blade, severing their trust. Lucas faced corporate chaos, but the real ache was losing Emily. The one he hadn't realized meant everything. The fake wife scandal shook Seattle, and Lucas Montgomery teetered on the edge of losing everything. Headlines blared, CEO, Montgomery tech faces crisis, fake deal exposed. Chloe Vance, smirking triumphantly, met with major shareholders whispering, Lucas isn't fit, I'll save the company. A multi-million-dollar contract vanished as partners pulled out, stocks plummeting. Patricia called, voice icy, You've shamed this family. Marry for real or resign. Lucas roared, Shut it, Mom. I love her for real. Not a game. He smashed the phone. Mind a mess. Emily was gone. Emily Brooks, in her rundown suburban apartment, packed her bags, resolved to flee Seattle for her hometown Tacoma. She glanced at her laptop, an unfinished novel with a character like Lucas, and slammed it shut, tears falling. I'm such an idiot, loving a liar. Her phone buzzed relentlessly. Lucas's texts. I messed up, come back. She deleted them, muttering, It's over. A night bus carried her away, rain tapping the windows, her heart as empty as the city she left. Lucas, in his frigid mansion, punched the wall, blood trickling. He rummaged through drawers, found their fake contract, and tore it apart. I don't need this. I need her. He raced out, driving through Seattle. Rainy days brew, her old place. But she'd vanished. He called Mrs. Whitaker, voice hoarse. Where is she? She replied, You heard her. She's in Tacoma. Lucas slumped in his car under the rain, whispering, I've lost her. In Tacoma, Emily entered her parents' dusty old house. She unpacked, opened her laptop, and wrote on. But this time, her protagonist faced no happy ending. Sobbing, she said, I trusted him. Now it's just me. Back in Seattle, Lucas faced Patricia one last time. I won't marry for you. I love Emily, but she won't forgive me. Patricia snapped, then ditch the CEO seat. You're unworthy. Lucas nodded. Fine, I choose her, even if it's too late. The climax peaked. Lucas lost deals, risked his company, but the deepest wound was losing Emily. Her trust shattered. She walked away, choosing solitude. The gap wasn't just Tacoma to Seattle. It was an unbreachable wall of truth and misunderstanding. Lucas's real love became his burden, while Emily moved forward, refusing to look back. Lucas Montgomery stood amid his own wreckage. Montgomery tech faltering, shareholders in uproar, and Emily Brooks gone from his life. Yet he refused to give up. After clashing with Patricia, he announced at a press conference, I'm stepping down as CEO. I don't need this company without the woman I love. Seattle buzzed. Millionaire quits for love. Chloe Vance smirked from afar. He's done. But Lucas didn't care. His only mission was finding Emily. He drove to Tacoma, rain pouring, resolve blazing. Asking around town, he tracked her to an old library she'd once mentioned, a haven for her writing dreams. Soaked vest clinging to him, he stepped inside and spotted her in a corner, typing on her laptop, eyes red. Emily looked up, stunned. What are you doing here? Lucas, breathless, said, I came for you. I screwed up, Emily. She snapped coldly. It's over, Lucas. Leave. But he stayed, dropping to his knees amid the crowded library, voice ringing. I'm an idiot. I hid the truth, scared I'd lose you. And I did. I love you, not the contract, not the company, just you. Emily frowned, trying to stay tough. You think kneeling fixes it? I don't trust you. Lucas fumbled in his pocket, pulling out a crumpled poem she'd scribbled at his place. A funny bit about a coffee-soaked CEO. He read aloud, voice shaky but playful. Cold as Seattle rain, he melts when coffee spills. Dumb, but truly loves. The room went quiet. Then a few giggles broke out. Emily gaped. Where'd you get that? Lucas grinned weakly. Kept it. It reminded me of you. I gave up everything. CEO, money, to prove I'm real. Marry me for real this time. The crowd gasped, some clapping, turning the library into an impromptu stage. Emily, flushed, muttered, You're crazy, embarrassing me. But she couldn't hold back. Tears fell, then laughter burst out. You're the biggest disaster I've met, but I love you too, you fool. Lucas leapt up, pulling her into a tight hug, whispering, I swear, no more contracts, just us. They kissed as books tumbled from her hands, applause erupting around them. Lucas brought Emily back to Seattle, not as a CEO, but as a man set on redemption. He helped her finish her novel, Coffee and CEO, inspired by their wild tale. One evening on the balcony watching the rain, he teased, You're better at messing me up than any deal. Emily shoved a pastry in his mouth. Learn to love, unemployed millionaire? They laughed, true love bridging their broken past. Patricia, losing sway over her son, showed up with the old contract. I kept it. Burn it now. Lucas and Emily tossed it into the fireplace, grinning. Chloe's schemes fizzled, and she faded from Seattle. Lucas's bold move, ditching it all to beg for Emily, didn't just save their love, it rewrote his life. From waitress to writer, Emily now had a genuine man by her side. The rain stopped, and they started anew. Funny, honest, and real. Lucas Montgomery and Emily Brooks embarked on a new chapter after his grand gesture in Tacoma. Their real wedding unfolded at a quaint Seattle coffee shop, Rainy Days Brew, where it all began. No extravagance, just close friends and the soft patter of rain on the windows. Emily, in a simple white dress, beamed as Lucas, in a gray vest, spoke. Thanks to Emily for saving me twice, first from scalding coffee, then from a loveless life. Guests cheered, and Emily stuffed a pastry in his mouth. Enough, mush. Dishes are yours tonight. They kissed, a perfect rom-com moment. Emily's novel, Coffee and CEO, hit Seattle's bestseller lists, recounting their hilarious love story. Lucas, no longer CEO, launched a small startup, boosting her book. One evening, they sat in Sweet Haven, his wedding gift bakery, watching the rain. Lucas teased, You're still better at spilling coffee on my life than loving me, huh? Emily shot back, Keep learning. I'm the disaster you picked. They laughed, hands clasped. Their love triumphing over fake contracts, scandals, and Seattle's rain, forever real and warm. That's Emily and Lucas's tickle tale, from fake vows to a Seattle love that sticks. Did Lucas's coffee-soaked heart win you, or Emily's sass steal the show? Soul and Love Stories fam, spill your fave moment below, and your city. If this warmed you up, hit like to pour on the love, share with your crew, and subscribe. We're chasing 1,000 hearts, and you're our spark. Step into our cozy tail-spinning world for more. Catch you next time.